In this screencast, we will walk through the upgrade process of Artifactory 4 to the latest Artifactory 5 version for a standalone Artifactory server. This screencast will demonstrate upgrading a zip standalone installation and not the RPM or Docker installations, yet the same procedure applies to those as well. JFrog Artifactory is a universal artifact repository manager. It fully supports software packages created with any language or technology. It works with different build tools, CI servers, and packaging systems. After requesting an Artifactory license or as part of an upgrade notification, you will get an email from JFrog containing a link to a special bin tray page with Artifactory downloads. Let's start the Artifactory Pro standalone version download. This page is powered by JFrog Bintray, a modern, feature-rich distribution platform. For example, you can use Bintray to get notifications when new versions of Artifactory are released. One of the great benefits of Artifactory 5 over previous versions is lifting the requirement to back up and keep track of all the configuration files in the etc folder. Starting with version 5, only the database connectivity configuration and the master encryption key are required to start your Artifactory server. All other configuration files are synced and stored in the database. Before starting any upgrade, we strongly recommend performing a complete backup. We will start by extracting the downloaded Artifactory 5 standalone zip file. Now we can start the upgrade process. Note that Artifactory is not running. Although we are demonstrating an Artifactory upgrade from Artifactory version 4.16 as a starting point, the same procedure works for any Artifactory 4 standalone version. The upgrade to Artifactory 5 does not require full system export and import. We'll back up only a few configuration files and we'll be ready to go. Let's create a backup folder, rdbackup files, in which we will hold a copy of the backup files. We will back up the tomcat configuration file by saving the server.xml file. This way, we preserve the port and optionally the URI Artifactory was running under. In case Artifactory was configured to work with an external database, you should also back up the jdbc connector driver from the tomcat lib folder. In our case, we use the default Derby database, so this step is not required. In case you have changed the default memory parameters or updated the startup files, back up the artifactory.bat file for Windows and the artifactory.default file for Linux and Mac OS systems. We will back up these files but not use them as they have not changed in our existing Artifactory 4.16 version. We'll replace the artifactory.war file with a new war file from the extracted version 5 folder. Next, we'll replace the tomcat folder with the folder from version 5. And in case you backed up the config.xml file, copy it to the tomcat conf folder. Replace the bin folder with the new folder from version 5, and in case that you backed up the artifactory.bat or the artifactory.default files, you can restore them. Now that we have finalized the setup, let's start the Artifactory server by running the artifactory.sh file. Note that now that the configuration is fully stored in the database, you can start an exact replica of your Artifactory instance if you have a copy of the database in the data folder by just configuring the database connection. Let's examine the Artifactory home folder. You can see that we have a new access folder that is used for authorizing the instance to access the database. Note that in future upgrades you will need to back up this folder as well. And now back to the user interface. Artifactory 5 is here. We can enjoy the new version. We have successfully upgraded Artifactory to version 5. For more information, please visit our website and the user guide. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more screencasts from JFrog.